Hey everybody, and welcome to a very special postseason Circle interview. It's an interview. I'm all tongue-tied because it's your favorite. It's your fan favorite. Sammy is here. How exciting, literally, to have your favorite that you guys voted for. I am so excited to talk to Sammy. But first, I need to let you guys know, if you missed any of these shows when they were live, you should have been following us on TVCo. Make sure you download the app, yourrealityrecaps.com/TVCo. Watch us when we do these shows live so that you can hang out, participate in the chat, and ask your questions. That's where we do all of our reality TV shows live are in the TVCo app. Of course, after the fact, you can check them out on our website, yourrealityrecaps.com/The Circle. The vlogs, the past shows, you can check them out too on iTunes or YouTube or in the TVCo app as well. Just make sure if you're watching on YouTube, you thumb up and subscribe, hit the bell, leave a comment below. That really helps support our shows, as does a 5-star rating and a nice review if you are listening in your favorite podcast app. Of course, sharing the show across social media, telling your friends, putting the show in places where maybe people have not seen it is great ways as well to help support the shows. And it's what allows us to keep bringing you guys more and more content. Of course, if you want to financially help support the show, consider becoming a patron. yourrealityrecaps.com/patron. Patrons get access to the patron-only Facebook group, prize giveaways, and weekly shows just for patrons. You can always do one-time donation at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal. All great ways to keep us bringing new content to you guys. And we love, love, love you for the support. And we also love, love, love Sammy. So let's officially start the show. Hey everybody, and welcome to a very special post-season interview show with your and our fan favorite, Sammy. Nicole, how are you doing?
I am so excited. She's a fellow third place AFP, so I'm ready.
I know, Nicole, third place, America's favorite player on Big Brother, and in a moment, Sammy, third place, America's favorite player, The Circle. But first, let me remind you guys, if you missed any of our past interviews with Joey or Miranda, they are here in the TVCo app. Click around in the Circle community, see all the vlogs and content that everybody's been creating about the Circle. Tomorrow, we are live with Seaburn at 6 p.m. Eastern, and on Friday, we are live with Shuby. That being said, oh wait, I forgot, of course, to tell you, you guys can leave your questions in the chat right now. You can tweet me them with hashtag YRRLive. And don't forget to hit the 3 little dots at the top, share the show on social media, and let everybody know that we're live. Live for what? The lady you all want to meet. It's Sammy!
Sammy!
Hi!
Hi, America's favorite player. Welcome to Circle Chat.
Thank you so much.
Is this
How are you
triggering?
doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
You look great. Now, I feel like we are coming to you, or you're coming to us from the metal bed.
This is the metal bed.
It is a beautiful metal bed, and I do love it. It is very metally.
I love it. It's my favorite.
Sammy, this show is all about your fans here in TVCo and on social media. We like to give them a chance to ask their questions to you. So that's kind of what this show is about. And of course, Nicole and I have questions for you too. I want to start off with probably a question that you're getting the most from Melanie, who wants to know, what does it feel like to know that you're the fan favorite from the season?
That actually is the first time I've ever gotten that question.
Really?
Like the first time I've ever gotten that question. Yeah, so it's crazy. It's actually like mind-blowing to think so many people chose me, you know? And like not only that, but even my social media has really like expanded a lot, and it's crazy that people like just from watching the show, they want to get to know me so much more, and it's amazing. I love it.
What do you think it is about you that made so many people like resonate with you?
So far, the most that I've heard is people just love my personality, like how I am, you know, being loud and screaming and that gag sound that I make all the time. Like that's pretty much what everyone loves. Yeah. So my personality is what has brought people the most, or is what I've gotten.
I loved you. I mean, I feel like Nicole picked you as the winner.
Yes.
Oh, really?
She
Yes.
did. I
I
picked Joey correctly because I had a crush.
wish.
But I always said I picked Joey because I have a crush, but I want Sammy to win. We loved you. I think what I love the most about you is we both have very expressive faces, and we cannot hide like how we're feeling.
Oh wait, sorry.
What happened?
Yeah. I
What-
was trying to see your face. I can't see your face.
Oh, well,
no.
I'll show.
It's all right. You don't want to see
It's
it.
all right. You don't need to see it.
It's
Just
okay.
trust me. We got a good
I see
face.
your chin and your bottom lip. It's a nice bottom lip too.
Thank you. Here, what if I slide down over here?
Oh, there you are.
No. That is what I always love is how expressive you were in all those moments in the house reacting to all of the things that those horrible circle people would do to you. How, and also, I think the moment that Nicole and I fell in love with you, of course, was Skinny Girls Chat.
Yes, of course.
I mean, Nicole and I were just like, this is ridiculous. Is anyone going to say anything? And then, of course, you did.
It's funny because, like, when people talked about it they were talking about it on Twitter, and, like, I was getting a lot of love for it, but then there were some people who were like, Sammy obviously has no idea about the gay community. And I'm like, how? How do I not? Like, what are you talking about? And so that was it. Like, a lot of people were like, oh, like, she knows nothing. Like, why are they coming at her for that? And I was just like, no, you're all wrong.
No, I think everybody knows that you have like a good heart, and you were like standing up for women, and that you were standing up for everybody in that show. You were not taking shit basically from anybody about anything.
And I think that's why one of the most frustrating moments for us was when nobody stuck up for you. You know, during that one argument. Yes. And then it took Shuby, well, not in the moment, but at least later to reach out to you. Like, that was the one moment we were like, really? Nobody is going to defend this woman that's defending everybody else. But finally, you know, Shuby did, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we love it. I also have to say, alert! We have an alert, Sammy.
God.
Sammy, we have an alert.
Oh, PTSD. You're scarring her, Eric.
Well, I would say I might be scarring you right now, Nicole, but I know I'm not. I have a tweet from Jessica from Nicole's season of Big Brother. Jessica wants to know, looking back at the show and living it 24/7, how much of what was happening do you feel was left out of the show that you wish we would have gotten to see?
The only thing that came to mind while watching the show that I wish people would have seen is the moment between me and Shubham when we were talking about, you know, don't worry so much about fitting in, all the cool kids stand out, and that kind of like really heartfelt conversation. Me and Shubham actually cried. Like actually shed tears. Like I cried and Shubham cried. Like at that point where he like put his head down, he actually cried. So I wish they would have showed that, but then I realized that they showed me crying later on in the episodes with my aunt's conversation, so I get it. Like they didn't want to show me crying, like I guess multiple times.
Right.
So, but yeah, I wish they would have shown that because it was such a heartfelt moment. Like there was so much more to it. Granted, I love the way that they edited it and that they put it in there the way that they did, but there was just a little bit more like depth to it that I kind of wish that they added. But
they depthed it. Go ahead, Nicole. Do you have a question?
I was going to ask, like, going back to what you were saying earlier about being so expressive, how do you feel about all the memes and GIFs that you've been seeing online about yourself?
I love them so much. It's so funny because when Netflix when they put that like compilation together of all the gagging that I did and all like the sounds I made, if you actually go under that tweet, I don't know if you guys will be able to even find it or see them, but like my sisters, my best friends, like my family members, all of them are commenting under it. Like you guys have no idea absolutely no idea. Like that is nothing. The combination altogether is nothing compared to like how I really am in real life. So it's just hilarious to see people do that.
And do you have like relatives and family like using your own gifts and memes against you, like sending them to you?
It's so annoying all day long.
Do you have that, Nicole, too?
I do. I really do.
I didn't even think that I should be using your own gifts against you. That's interesting.
Right. It's kind of weird.
It's very weird to, like, in the middle of a joke, have, like, your sister send you a gif about you. And it's like, oh, that's weird. Like, I don't know. It's weird.
Now, what are your dogs' names?
King and Ace. That's what they're pop locking and dropping it right now. Stop!
We love dogs here. We all love dogs here. They just want to be part of the show, too.
No, they are ridiculous. They're absolutely ridiculous. It's because I baby them so much. So, like, I have a gate up right at my door. My door is open. They can see me. I'm here. I'm in the flesh here.
Uh-huh.
But they sit there and cry as if they don't know where I'm at or what I'm doing. It's absurd.
On the bright side.
How hard was it for you to be away from them?
It's ridiculous. Oh, when I was gone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. So, it's funny because when I came back, they were filming the season 2 of the UK version. And I was keeping up with it on Instagram. I never actually watched The Circle in the UK. I never watched any of the episodes. But I was keeping up with it on Instagram, and I saw that Tim brought his cat. And I was like, damn. But at the end of the day, like, traveling with animals across country is so different. Like, he's already in the country, so it didn't matter. Like, he could just bring his cat. Mm-hmm. Whereas I would have had to go through so much to bring any of my animals, and it would have just been a hassle. But, yeah, it was hard. It was tough. Because I'm never alone. I have them with me at all times.
Were you upset? Not upset, but I mean, obviously, what did you think when you saw that ad? I know a lot of people ask this. What did you individual players think when you saw that Ed got to bring a family member on?
At first, I was like, damn, that's cool as shit, because my family's crazy. Like, my family's so much fun. And I'm like, yo, if I would have brought a family member, that would have been amazing. That would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're all adults. Like, what am I going to do, cry because I couldn't bring my aunt? No. He brought his mom, cool.
Mm-hmm. I want to take one more quick question over from Twitter. It's from Angie. Angie wants to know, hi, Sammy, any thoughts on how men and women were perceived differently in the Circle US? It seems that when a woman was authentically herself, she was seen as a threat or too emotional. But when a man was authentically himself, he was applauded and awarded top prize. Angie, don't come for Joey, okay, Angie? All right? That is my boyfriend, and stop it. Okay, go ahead. You may now answer. So
I actually agree with Angie a lot. However, what I will say is, when we were in the show, nobody said that I was like too emotional or that I was aggressive or that I was anything. They actually, Shubham, Chris, Joey, they all like made it a point to be like, wow, Sammy's a real ass bitch. Like, she'll say how she feels. She keeps it real. She keeps it honest. Whereas like the girls, I guess, Mercedes and me were really the only ones that like not went at each other, but kind of had that little cat fight. Other than that, like, I got along with everybody. It wasn't like I was coming for people. It's just the fact that you're reading statements, right? You're not hearing emotion. You don't hear anything behind it. So you're just reading shit. So it can come off however you want. But then transferring over into people watching the show, I saw a couple people being like, Sammy's such a hater. Like, Sammy doesn't like anybody or doesn't like anything, and like, it had nothing to do with that. It just had everything to do with the fact that I'm very outspoken and I'm very confrontational. So, I mean, I guess take it how you want it.
And we can't hide our faces.
No, I can't do that either. I have my family. That's another thing. Like, growing up, I never lied to my parents, to the point where my family would be like, "We're your parents. Like, you're not supposed to tell us that." Like, I would come home and like the next morning be like, how did you guys not know I was high? And they're like, what?
Oh my gosh.
What are you talking about? I'm like, I smoked weed. I smoked weed like twice ever in my whole life. I can't do it. But like, I'm just not good at lying, and my facial expressions and my face will tell you everything before I even open my mouth.
Right. Go ahead, Nicole. Did you want?
I want to ask, Heather has a very, very good question. When it comes to those circle chats, who is your favorite person to like interact with, whether it be like just shooting the shit or like talking
Chris.
strategy?
Chris.
Oh,
absolutely.
Wow, okay.
He always made us laugh in circle chats, in private chats, in group chats, whatever the case may be. He always just was so slick when he would say stuff, and he's absolutely hilarious. And my best friend is gay, and he reminded me on the show a lot of my best friend, just from like the way he would talk and just like his picture and profile and everything. So when I'm reading what he's saying, I'm thinking of my best friend. So like it's like 10 times funnier for me. So I would definitely have to say Chris.
Which gave us one of our favorite Sammy moments of the season. Baby girl, he's gay. How did Seaburn, it was Seaburn, right? Who was like, who's attracted to Chris?
Yeah, he pointed me out and he was like, Sammy, do you think Chris is cute? And I'm like, what are you talking about? I mean, yeah, like he's a good looking dude, but I don't know what.
Mm-hmm.
And so like, but it's funny watching it back because at that moment in time, I wasn't like, how do you not know he's gay? I just didn't even think anything of it. But Alana, if it goes, you watch Alana the camera goes to Alana and she's like, that's why I think Rebecca's a catfish. Like, how did you not know that? How did you not already see that Chris was gay from the beginning? And I'm like, damn, I should have realized that. Like,
do you have a lot of those moments now that like you're out of it, hindsight 2020? Do you say, oh man, I should have realized this or this?
Absolutely. Like I knew spot on that Mercedes wasn't Mercedes. I knew she was going to be a catfish. I didn't know Adam was going to be a catfish. I think Alex did a really well job playing Adam.
Wow.
Besides the parts that were like creepy, But other than that, like I would have never guessed.
Go ahead, Eric.
I would have never guessed that Alex was Adam or whatever. But with Rebecca, there were multiple times after watching the show where I'm like, how did I not catch that? Like the period chat, and after saying the left side, and then she was dipped. She like just as quick as it shows on the episode that she left the conversation. She left the conversation just as fast when we were having it, and I'm like, wow, that was quick. That conversation ended quick, and I'm like, why? And now I think about it, like, how did I catch it?
I'm curious as to what it was about Mercedes or Karen that let you know right away she was a catfish.
Because the picture, first of all, like her picture was so edited when it came up. And then there were a couple, like right from the go, I felt like she didn't like me, right? And in the conversations, it was like little things that would happen. And then there was even one game that we played where, the hashtag game, and everyone called her a catfish.
Okay.
And she was like, oh, why doesn't everybody own up to it? And I'm pretty sure Joey and Chris were the only ones that owned up to what their hashtags were.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mercedes leaves hers because it wasn't her turn anymore, but she got the last say in the chat that they didn't show on the show. And she said, "Thank you, Chris, Rebecca, Shubham, Joey, and somebody else," and literally left me out of the whole entire thing. And was like, "Thank you guys for showing your true colors." Everybody else hashtag catfish much. And I was flipping out. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this bitch? Why does she not like me? Like, nobody else said it, but all of a sudden you want to call me out. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. So that bothered me a lot.
Wow.
What is your relationship like with Karen now? Like, are you guys fine now that the show...
We're best friends.
Okay.
The only one that I talk to, like, on a daily basis. We talk every single day.
Really?
She talks to my mom, like, my aunt, my aunt that raised me. They have each other's numbers. Like, they FaceTime each other. Like, we're, like, I don't know what I would do without her, to be honest. She's kept me sane in a lot of this.
Well, good. Wow. I love that, because I would say, like, Karen, we loved Karen.
She's amazing. She's absolutely amazing.
Good.
Like, when I think of, like, my type of gals, like, watching the show and as a person, like, you and Karen, so to hear that, that's awesome.
No, she's my best friend, for sure. I talk to her every single day. She's actually coming here the first week of February. I actually have a bunch of cast members coming to Miami to visit for the first week of February.
Well, if one of them is Chris and the other one is Karen, they're the only two people that are not returning our calls, Sammy. We need your help.
Oh, I'll let Karen know. Chris isn't coming. I don't think he can come. Chris and Shubham and Seaburn can't come. But I'm pretty sure everybody else is coming.
Chris is too busy with that Sia money.
Oh, I know, girl. I saw that and I was like, bitch, you better hop on it. Because we're all in a group chat. And like, multiple people screenshot it. And we're like, Chris, what the fuck? Like, you better go hop on that shit right now.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait to hear more about that. Go ahead, Nicole.
I was just gonna say, like, so you're all very close?
Yeah, so we're all in a group chat together, and then like, other people have their own little outside relationships. Like I talk to Karen every single day. And I talk to Joey and Miranda, pretty often. Not every day, but I talk to them like more than anybody else. So those three are like the main people that I talk to for sure.
That is super cool.
I saw Top Gun Phantom in chat wanted to know, are you able to say how you got cast on the show? And are there any other reality TV shows that you would want to do, like Big Brother, Survivor, The Challenge?
So I actually don't really remember much of the casting process, and I contacted the person who found me, and I was like, "Can you like tell me?" And I like asked her a bunch. Like we were in a conversation, and she totally just disregarded that I asked about it. So I was like, "Okay, I guess no." But I just remember getting a phone call. I had a missed call. I left my client's house, and I got in the car, and I had a missed call from this number, and so I called her back, and she was pretty much just like, "Yeah, we're gonna do a Skype interview. If you're down, I'm going to tell you like what to wear, what to do, like all this stuff. And then we'll have a Skype interview." And then, so I did the Skype interview. And when we were done, she was like, "We're going to compress." It was like 2 hours long. She was like, "We're going to compress this video into a 1-minute video and send it to the producers." And I was like, "What? How are you going to put that in 1 minute? Like, what are you talking about?" So then after that, it was literally just like a domino effect. It was like one thing after the other, signing paperwork, legal documents, getting flown out, the whole thing.
Wow. Now, would you ever do other reality TV shows?
So I definitely haven't watched any other reality television shows other than Jersey Shore. I definitely would never do a dating reality show. That will never happen.
Okay.
But
Same.
I would consider Big Brother or The Challenge.
Yay!
Now, are you saying you'd consider Big Brother because Nicole is here, or have you actually seen Big Brother?
No, I've actually said that to people. No, I've never watched any of them. But I heard that because I said I did an interview a couple days ago, and I said I would do a reality show that engages me physically, like competing. I'm very competitive, very 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 competitive. So something like that. And she was like, "Oh, Big Brother, like you would kill it on Big Brother."
Yeah, I think you would do extremely well.
Yeah, I was at Brooke. We know that you were on with Brooke a few days ago, with which people can watch back here in the TV Co-app if you guys missed it. And I think Brooke, it's like I summoned Brooke. I say it. Brooke's in chat now too. Hi, Brooke. Let me take oh my God, you have so many questions. We're never getting to all of these. I see people in chat were wondering, what did you think that Joey did specifically that got him the win? Is there any like one thing that you can contribute, or do you just think it was like overall his whole personality?
Honestly, it wasn't anything specific. Like, I just went with my heart when I was doing the ratings, and I'm pretty sure everyone else did too. Like, at first, I started thinking tactical when I sat down for my final ratings, and I was like, why would I be tactical now when I've gone on my heart the entire show? Like, I'm not just going to all of a sudden turn around and be like, 100K, Like, if it's going to happen for me, it's going to happen for me. So, I just went with my heart, and Joey had saved me twice at this point, because not only was I the first person he saved when he was an influencer, when he became super influencer, he just sent home my biggest rival. The person that we just talked about in our biggest rival game, he sent home my biggest rival. So it's like, okay, word, like he saved me 2 times. Maybe not thinking specifically like Sammy, but realistically, he saved me twice. And then Shubham was an influencer 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
And never once was I ever worried about going home. So it's like, how can I put 2 people that have saved me this whole entire show? There's a reason, basically, I'm here. So, like, how can I put them at the bottom just because I want to win some money? Like, I don't know. I couldn't do it. So, I think everyone was pretty much on the same boat with that.
Yes,
so then on that, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go, Nicole.
I was going to say, on that same thread, we have another question in the chat from Left Ambition that said, do you have any regrets, like, from your game?
None at all. I wish that I would have been, because I feel like on the show, they definitely made me look very, very, very outspoken. And, like, all the cast members were like, she's real. She says how she feels, da-da-da. But I wish I would have said more. There were some points in time where, like, I held back from saying things to Mercedes because I didn't want people to look at me like, all right, Sammy, relax. Or like, I didn't want Mercedes. Because at the end of the day, I don't really know how everybody else was looking at Mercedes either. So like, I didn't know if they liked her or if they didn't. So there were things that I held back from saying for sure, 100%, that I kind of wish I would have said. And and there were a couple things that I held back when talking with Chris and with Miranda. Like, it wasn't that I lied or that I wasn't being honest, but I just wasn't giving all information when talking to people, and I kind of want to see if I did completely
how that would.
Yeah, indulge in everything that I felt, how that would have went.
I was just going to say, I want you guys to get off that boat, and I want to see everyone play again, and I want more Cutthroat.
Absolutely, right.
It is not, you know whose hands it was in, Sammy's? Yours! You could have ranked those people lower!
I know, but like, it's so hard, because I didn't really go into the game thinking about the money either. Like, I was just like, I'm gonna be on TV, like, this is a crazy experience. I'm in the UK, like, I've never been in the UK. I got to experience so much shit. And then it's like, you're in the final 5. What? I didn't expect any of this shit, let alone be in the final 5. You know, like, this is just a crazy experience. And yeah, Joey won, but at the end of the day, like, the platform and where we've been put after the show has brought us, like, fuck 100K.
Well, I want to ask this question from Miss Dee over on Twitter. Wants to know, did you find it difficult adjusting to the attention from the fans after appearing on The Circle?
No, to be honest, no. There was like, so I because I do work at it, I have my day job, and you know, I have like real life going on. I didn't really pay attention too much to people like on social media. I tried a lot. Like, I tried because I was home the first week that the show came out, so I was able to like sit and answer people because I didn't have shit to do. And then so like I would hashtag and look up Twitter. So I would see some negative comments, but like random stuff like, oh, Sammy's annoying, or I hate Sammy's voice, like little shit like that. But there was 2, I won't name any names, but there were 2 people that like completely went after me, who are also past reality stars, who don't even reach me in any social media platform, so I don't really give a fuck. They just were looking for something to talk about, you know? That actually got under my skin. And I remember texting it to Karen, and Karen was like, don't even, like, worry about it. Because at the time, Karen was also, like, going back and forth with fans who didn't like her for being a catfish and stuff like that. So it was tough. We were all dealing with a lot of negative stuff. And then Alana was dealing with people being so mean to her, like, she cried. She was really upset. So there was a lot of stuff that was going on that was really tough at first. But I would say after the first week, I haven't seen one bad comment. I haven't seen one negative thing. Like, I haven't really been too worried about it. But the fans are awesome. The fans are amazing. Like, I've gotten a lot of opportunities because of it, and I'm extremely grateful.
That's tremendous.
I was going to say, if one of those fans were Maximus' mom, you let me know and I'll take care of it, and I wouldn't be surprised. Go ahead, Nicole.
I don't think it was. No, there's 2 people. I'll let you know on the down low who they were. I'll
send them our way. We got
I will. I'll show you. But I was just like, I'm reading it, and I'm like, what are you talking about? You dumb.
Yeah.
Like, the one person said, like, oh, like, Sammy's such a hater. Like, she's a woman hater. I'm like, I eat vagina. What are you talking about? How am I a woman hater? You know?
Because we've lost Nicole. People.
Sorry, I have no filter.
Because people, I think some people on social media have realized you get attention by being negative.
Absolutely.
And that's easier than being positive. So whatever. Go ahead, Nicole. I didn't mean to cut off your question.
Speaking about your fans and the people that absolutely love and adore you, a lot of them want to know, what did you learn about yourself? Like, now that you're out of the game, looking back, have you learned anything about yourself as a person, as a game player?
I learned that I need to process my thoughts, because, you know, when on the show and we're all talking and playing games, not everyone can speak at the same exact time. You know, it's like computer animated. It's like you can't be in a group chat and everyone messaging at the same time. It's just going to explode. So we definitely had to process our thoughts and really narrow down. Like, you know, when you're having a conversation, you want to say so many things.
Yes.
But, like, we don't have time to say all these things. So you have to narrow down your thoughts and think about, okay, what's a short phrase that I can use to send to this person to get across what I need to get across in the amount of time that I have to get across. So I definitely learned to, you know, process my thoughts. when coming into contact with other people. It hasn't transferred over to like dealing with like my family or like, you know, arguing with my sisters and stuff like that. Okay, I hear you, and just go crazy. But with people that I don't know and that I'm just meeting, and I've learned to really like deal with that.
Right. I really thought, Nicole, you were going to go, speaking about your vagina, I don't know why when you just started that sentence, I like really was choking there for 2 minutes, trying not to just laugh out loud for it. I see Golden Hermit wants to know, what is your guilty pleasure TV show? Or what is the last show that you binge watched that isn't The Circle?
It's so funny because I was just asked that, and like, I didn't know. I just said McDonald's. Like, oh, my guilty pleasure is McDonald's. But, like, I was sitting in my bed thinking about, like, wait, what really is my guilty pleasure? And it's going to sound really disgusting, but I love watching Dr. Pimple Popper. Like, that is
a lot of people do.
No. Oh, God.
I am absolutely obsessed. And I can watch, like, 45, 50-minute long ASMR backcracking videos. What? Really? On YouTube. I will sit on my TV and just watch people get cracked for, like, 45 minutes.
Wow.
Okay, can we talk about your McDonald's order? Because this I care about.
Okay.
What are you getting?
I'm getting a 6-piece chicken nugget.
Of course!
Like, you have to. There's no way.
Thank you.
True.
Barbecue sauce. A very, very, very salty medium French fry.
Okay.
And a, you know, it depends on what kind of burger I'm feeling that day.
Right.
But always have to have bacon and extra cheese, whatever burger.
Nice. Of course. But wait. What about the beverage?
Oh, I only drink water. I know, boring. I know.
Because, you know,
sometimes an Oreo McFlurry if I'm feeling, like, you know, juicy. But no, water.
No soda.
No. Oh, my God. I'll die. I'll probably have a panic attack. I have really bad anxiety, so I don't drink caffeine.
Because, you know. Oh, okay. So that is why. That makes sense. Because I just thought it was funny. Like, we'll have the chicken nuggets, the French fries, a burger, and a water, please.
And water.
I agree. McDonald's, hands down, best chicken nuggets and best fries. And you know about hot and fresh, right? If you tell them when you order the French fries you want them hot and fresh, they will make a new batch for you.
Why am I just finding this out?
I didn't know either. I just found out last year when you order it.
What do I say? I just say hot and fresh.
Hot and fresh. Say, I would like my fries hot and fresh. They will make
who
them.
Who wouldn't want them hot and fresh? Nobody says, hey, can I have them cold and soggy?
Yes, but McDonald's stores are trashy and they don't care. You have to be specific.
What I want to know, I have a question for McDonald's.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Why is the coffee machine always broken?
Right?
Why is it always down? Why is it always not working?
Because then they have to clean it.
Okay, well, it'll be like 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a 24-hour open McDonald's. I'm like, can I
second this question.
I told you, it's because they don't want to clean the machine. We have had McDonald's workers that have been in our show chats and have explained it to us. It takes hours to clean that machine, and if they don't want to clean it at night or they're low staff, they'll just say it's broken so they don't have to do that.
Okay.
That's horrible.
No, but like McDonald's is a big ass corporation. They need to do something about that.
Like hire somebody who's just the Frosty cleaner.
Or like find a thing that's not as like pay for something that's super expensive that like just poops out Frosties on its own.
Yeah.
Seriously. Okay, we have hundreds of people in chat and they are mad at me that I have derailed to fast food. I will bring it back around. JP from New Jersey wants to know, you put so much of yourself into that show. Did it affect your gameplay? Did it really affect your gameplay badly with people then assuming that you were a catfish? So I guess because you were so authentic, did that really hurt you on like a personal level, people thinking you were a catfish?
Yeah, like they didn't show it, but when Miranda called me out and was like, I think Sammy's a catfish, she had called me out on multiple occasions that they didn't show in the show. And it was just like this girl just kept coming for me. And then, you know, Mercedes would always be like #catfish and whatever. And I think even Ed had mentioned like something about me not being real or something like that. And it was like frustrating as hell. And I had a conversation with Shoe Bomb, and he was like, when he was like, I'm sorry for not sticking up for you. And it was like people were always worried about what I looked like on my pictures rather than like me actually having real conversations. Like I told parts about my life, you know, like I told Joey about my mom dying. I told, you know, Sean that I had a lot of brothers and sisters. Like I told Shubham that I worked with children diagnosed with autism, that I was getting my master's. Like I told real life facts about myself. So then when somebody comes in, they're like, "Oh, she's fake." How? You know, how? But I mean, it lasted like probably like 2 hours that I was just like, how do they think I'm a catfish? And I was genuinely concerned because at the point where I was called a catfish, people were being sent home because people thought they were catfish.
Yes.
Alana, Antonio, you know, Mercedes, and I'm just like, Jesus. Like, I know my dogs, I'm sorry.
No, it's
okay.
Howling at the moon here.
So the perfect follow-up question to that is, which of the real players would have crushed you if you found out they were a catfish? So like Shuby or Chris or Joey, like which one of them would you be like, oh my God, no?
I don't think I would have even really cared about any of them being catfish because I didn't really care. You know, like their personalities and like the way that they were on the show, I was just like, this is amazing. Like I don't really care. And I guess the only person that I really like thought about, and I remember being asked this question when I was on my way to meet the final 5 for that dinner. Like, oh my God, who are you most excited to see? And like, you know, whatever. And I was excited to see Shubham, but I was like, I hope Chris is real. I remember saying that specifically. But I don't think I would have been like, I don't think I would have cared if he wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we can ask this question to Sammy and Nicole, because I feel like Sammy is like our people.
Yes, she is.
I didn't feel comfortable asking this in other ones. Okay, so here was our takeaway. Like, when you guys went into the room, and there was like the table of everyone, was it, we felt like there should have been more like reaction in that moment. Like, was it bigger than what we saw? Because we kind of felt like we were expecting like people like falling on the floor, screaming, flipping tables, running into, and you guys were just like, "Oh, that's cool. You're Rebecca. Okay, cool.
Oh, your name's Seaburn. Cool.
And we're like, hello.
I mean, for like Shubham and Seaburn, that reaction I can't speak on.
Right.
But for mine, I already expected that Rebecca wasn't Rebecca, to be completely honest. And then, but when I came in and you see Shubham point to Seaburn, he goes, Rebecca. He told me already, so I didn't have time to react.
Yeah.
He gave it up to me, like instead of me being like, "Who are you?" You know?
Yeah, he should have had you guess.
And I'm like, "Who? Like what?" And he's like, "Rebecca." But I had already expected it. You know what I'm saying? So like, I mean, it was just like I already expected you to be whoever. And then, but they did like give us a rundown of certain things we can and can't do when going into that. Just for you know, for purposes like of recording and stuff like that. So. Not that we couldn't freak out, because I freaked out when I saw Shubham. Like, I gave him the biggest hug. I was jumping up and down. But, like, when somebody walks in, we can't, like, bombard them, you know?
Right.
So.
I mean, Nicole said that same thing. She's like, Shuby, why did you, like, not make her guest and have her keep going? I feel like they just should have done that a touch differently. I wanted it to be like a little more suspenseful there in the end, or a little. It's like, hey, everyone, go in a room. You guys figure it out. We'll edit it later.
Literally.
I was like, what are you guys doing? Go ahead, Nicole.
Sorry, Sammy. If you were to be a catfish, what kind of a role would you play? Did you think about it going into the season?
I think I would be a porn star. Oh, I'm thinking about it now, like now or going into the show.
Both. You could answer both separately together.
I didn't even know I could be a catfish. I didn't know anything about the show. So when they asked me like, who are you gonna be? I was like, myself, and they were like, you don't want to be anybody else? And I was like, well, I don't get it. Like, who else would I be? I don't understand the question. And they're like, you wouldn't catfish? And then I was like, what are you talking about? Because I had no idea. But now, I would feel like I would be like a porn star or something, like, you know, like nasty, not a nasty, but like a sexual photo as the very first like profile picture, like, something crazy to see. Like, would people even give me a chance? Would people even try and talk to me?
Yeah.
If I was like,
so would you definitely want to go on again and try something like that?
Yeah, I would want to do that, or I want to be somebody. I want to be really old. I want to be an old person.
Here we go again, Eric.
This is what Nicole kept saying the whole time we were watching these shows live. She's like, I would go on and be an old person. I was like, nobody would say that, Nicole, and all of you have said that so far.
Yeah, I would definitely either be a porn star or be an old person.
Or an old porn star.
I don't think so.
Was it awkward to talk? Like, I mean, I'm assuming that they had you guys always doing the hashtags. Like, was it awkward to be like, I'm brushing my teeth this morning, hashtag toothpaste yummy? Like,
Ew.
did they want you to add the hashtags in, or were you
No.
guys always adding them in?
No, that was like literally us putting that stuff in.
Really?
And I like after the first day of doing it, because you're doing it all day, like, you know, learning the system. Once you do it the whole day, like, it literally becomes normal.
Yeah.
It becomes. I'm not even a hashtagger. I don't hashtag shit. Like, in text messages, Twitter, Instagram, whatever the case, like, I don't hashtag. But being in there, I was a hashtag queen. I don't know what happened, but I was like, hashtag hey, hashtag y'all, hashtag what, hashtag like, the whole thing.
I see that Jessica from Big Brother is in chat as well and says the first season of Circle UK, there was someone catfishing as an older person.
You mean the second season?
She said first season, but it might be second.
Yeah, it's the second. Oh, well, both of them, I think.
Yeah, then maybe.
The first one, she wasn't old. She was, like, probably in her, like, 40s, 40s. But then the second season was Tim, and Tim's, like, older.
Right.
Gotcha.
I saw a good question from TTBC who wants to know. I should have asked it to you earlier, but she said, "What kind of date won't make you gag?" So I think she's.
Won't make me gag? I don't gag all the time over that kind of stuff. You just have to understand that, like, I was reading words, so I'm just imagining somebody being like, the person who can arouse me, like, oh, that's so weird. I don't want to read that.
No.
But no, I'm not turned off by all that shit, like going on a date or like doing any of that stuff. I don't like people to sweet talk me or like be like, I don't know, oh my God, you're so beautiful. I think that's weird. Don't say that to my face.
100%. And we were all like, this is why I knew that Alex wasn't making it far, because we're like, he cannot pull this guy off.
No.
Yeah.
He cannot pull this guy off.
A little rough to watch.
Yes. Go ahead, Nicole.
Oh, I had a juicy question from Lost and Concruz, who asks, who do you think of your cast is overrated and who do you think is underrated?
I would say I'm overrated.
Out
of everybody.
She's modest. She is our people. We love her.
No, if you think about it though, like out of the whole entire cast, I've gotten the most following and the most like uproar, pretty much. And I would say I'm totally overrated. I think that like my cast members, it's not equally, like some of them, I think they need a bigger platform. Like Karen, she has such a good story. Sean has such a good story. Like Chris has so many things going on in his life, you know, like these people need a platform, you know, for those things. Karen's doing music and Chris has been doing this for years. And so just, you know, and Sean is such a great role model for just females in general.
Well, you know what they say, Karen and Chris, the first step to getting out there is answer your emails.
And do our interview.
Hashtag answer.
Hashtag hello, opportunity calling.
So underrated. I gotta answer the underrated one, right? Underrated. Bill, because Bill didn't have a chance on the show.
I knew you were going to say it.
Absolutely fucking hilarious. Like,
really?
Oh my God, he's got a great personality. Like we hung out after the finale and we ended up like taking the same Uber to like our apartments and stuff like that. And he's hilarious. Oh my God, he's funny. I have to post the videos that I have on my phone of him and I like leaving the Circle building. But oh my God, he's absolutely hilarious.
I've gotten to see so much more of that.
Yeah, I mean, we do comedic recaps here, so, I mean, it was easy for me to joke about it, but I really did feel like he was there, and that was, like, the end of that episode, and the beginning of the next episode, which was the next drop, it was like he was leaving, and I was looking at Nicole like, did we see him? Who is this person that's leaving?
Yeah, I know.
Seen, like, one conversation?
Walked in and walked out.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Don't get it. Do you think it was unfair? I know a lot of people were asking this. Do you think it was unfair to the people that came in later in the game? And is there anything that they could have done to get in more with those of you that started the game together?
So part of me says it's unfair, but another part of me says it's not, because the UK season 2 version the UK second season, somebody came in at the very end and ended up winning the entire show. So it's not that if you come in the beginning you're gonna win, or if you come in at the end you're gonna lose. Like there's no telling. It's just a matter of how you win people over, or how certain things happen.
Mm-hmm.
But for what was the second question? I'm sorry.
Do you think there was anything that they could have done to get into your group? Because I really believe all of you when you say you were really not playing it strategically and voting with like how you felt about people. But then obviously you're going to feel stronger about the people you started the game with.
Absolutely. I think that it was, I can't even speak like for our cast, because our cast is so unique and different. Like it's such a first time kind of thing. Whereas like we all came in together, and Shubham and Rebecca became really, really close. Shubham and Joey became really close. Chris and I became close. Me and Joey became close. So at the end of the day, we're all, sticking up for certain people. And like, you kind of knew, well, with Shubham comes Rebecca, and if you take out Rebecca, Shubham's going to be upset about it. But you don't want to lose Shubham because he's been an influencer 4 times in a row. Same thing for Joey looking at us, and there's a lot of, I guess, strategic things that you would think about it in that way, but at the same time we still had friendship. So when these new people would come in, like when Ed came to my apartment, they cut it out of the episode, out of that scene when he came. But he was like, so why am I last? Like, why am I going home? And I was like, why did you ever think that you were gonna stay? And he's like, well, me and you had a cool connection, and me and Joey were getting along great, and I thought I was getting along with everybody. And I was like, absolutely. You got along with everybody, but the fact that you think that you deserved it more than all the people that we've been here, you just got here yesterday, bro. Come on. No.
I see a question actually from Maximus' mom, and she wants to know, can you tell us about your tattoos? What is the meaning of the long tattoo going from your neck to your arm? And I feel like...
If you go to my Instagram right now, you can click on my video and then go to my YouTube and you can watch it for yourself.
There you go. I did see that. She has a YouTube video up explaining about
every single tattoo. So I'm not answering any more questions about it.
Perfect. I love it. I was trying to let you promote that, so I wanted to sneak it in. Secret Vetoes wants to know: have you been contacted by any celebrities?
Multiple.
Really?
Yeah.
Like who?
Who's your favorite?
Kaylani. Hello.
Okay.
Oh
no, go ahead.
Black. Mm-hmm. Well, 6 Lack.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
but
Kaylani, Black, multiple. Oh, LMA. I think she just followed me on Instagram. I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that weird when it's like people that you admire and respect are following you? Like, do you then DM them?
Oh, absolutely. Me and Black have DM'd. Like, he's mad cool. Like, we're friends. And then Kaylani and I have messaged back and forth a couple times with each other. But yeah, it's funny because like I listen to all their music. So then opening up my DM and seeing like Black's name with his little blue check, I'm like, wait, what? And then Kaylani put my 100K video that I made that's on my page. She put it in her Instagram story. And I'm just watching her Instagram like just normal, like I would watch any celebrity. And I see my face and I'm like, wait a second.
Wow.
Wait a second. And then I go to her Instagram and she follows me and I'm like, what is happening? This is crazy. Like, why?
That's incredible.
I love it. I'm not really very starstruck though. I've lived in Miami for almost 3 years now. And I worked at a very, very well-known nightclub, Ultra Club, one of the top clubs in the country. So I met so many famous people. It's ridiculous. But it is definitely cool for people like Kaylani or Black, people that I've paid attention to,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Sammy, obviously you're a very like outspoken, like you speak your mind type of person. I know with like the Big Brother house, Jessica's asking this question. Jessica had a little bit of trouble like speaking out loud, her thought process. I would go outside and I would speak out my thought process. How did it feel like sitting alone in a room? Like, were you able to just talk out loud, or did you find it like awkward?
It was it was almost like I didn't have any other choice but to bounce my own thoughts off of the walls. Like, I only had myself, so
yeah,
it became pretty natural. I usually talk to myself anyway, not like on some like weird shit where I'm just like walking around talking. You know, I do talk to myself, and I'll like be sitting in my car and talk to myself, or when I'm in the shower and stuff like that. So it was kind of normal, talking to myself and processing things. What was hardest for me is I'm very I ask my friends and my family for a lot of advice. I ask for a lot of advice all the time because I just feel like having other people's input, because I'm very immediate when it comes to making decisions and saying things. Like I said, I don't process a lot of stuff. So for me, it helps to ask other people, okay, well, how do you think about it, so that I can kind of pump my brakes and slow down and think about stuff. So yeah, being by myself and talking to myself, I do it anyway. So it was pretty normal.
I see JP in chat says, if you ever want to be left alone on a New York City subway, just talk to yourself. That works. Just start talking to yourself.
I get it.
and people will leave you alone. I actually want to go back to the beginning and one of those first moments of this season with a question from Unisa, who wants to know, do you feel Antonio was more influential in your decision to block Alana? And have you had a chance to talk to her since the show has ended?
I actually didn't know that, and I didn't like the way that it showed when me and Antonio blocked Alana, where he was like, I'm an influencer influencing an influencer. And I was like, no, the fuck you're not. What are you talking about, bro? Like, we were having
Antonio thought he was doing that to everyone.
Yeah,
we knew he wasn't.
We had like an influencer breakfast the next morning, and him and I talked where they didn't show it in the episodes. And I told him, I was like, yo, like, you're always going after people. Like, chill out. Like, what's your deal? Like, calm down. Because like, I think I was like, oh, I feel bad about Alana, and he was like, I don't, like, oh well, she went home, you know, kind of. And that's how Antonio is in real life. Like, I love Antonio. We all obviously I still talk to him. I'm good friends. He's coming to Miami also. But yeah, like, he's just very like that, you know. He's also not fake, and I think that was his downfall in the show. Like, people caught on to that. He was very, you know, I don't even know a word for it. Defiant, like, how to say certain things. But I would say I wanted Mercedes to go home first, and he wanted Alana, and then it was kind of my downfall because he chose Alana, and then he ran back to Mercedes and told Mercedes everything.
Wow.
So.
Interesting.
So, do you talk to Alana much after the show?
No, we have talked since the episode came out, because when I was like laying on the couch after she left my apartment, and I was like, she hates me. But that's just like something I say all the time, like, oh, he hates me. If like someone gives me a dirty look, like, it's just a funny statement. And she contacted me and she was like, I just want you to know I don't hate you. Like, I saw how upset you were, and I was like, girl, I didn't even think about you after you left my apartment. Like, to be completely honest, like, I was not that worried about it, but it's just a statement, like, it's just a national, like, not a national, it's just a regular statement that I say. She's actually coming to Miami, so.
Nice.
Sorry about that. I want to take one more question from.
Did you say sorry about that?
Yeah, I don't like her. Sorry. I'm just not an Alana fan. I'm allowed not to be a fan.
I love everybody. Like and dislike come and go, but I love everybody.
Nicole likes her. I think. Let's put it this way. I haven't seen like an Alana change on social media. I've just seen more of the same. Skinny girls are so cute. Love you. Like image. Like, I thought that maybe she would see how that came off and would have been like more inclusive of people. But it seems like, so she's just not my people.
I understand.
Is all I'm saying. But very important question from Unisa wants to know, what is your... this is the wrong one. But she wanted to know, what was your favorite Selena song?
Ooh, that's a good one. I would have to say Como la Flor or Dreaming of You. Those are probably like my two top songs that like I could listen to like all day long. If I want to get excited, I listen to Bitty Bitty Bam Bam.
Okay.
But no, that's my girl.
She loves it. Jessica says she's coming to Miami too.
Oh, word. Let's go.
Jessica's on her. Go ahead, Nicole. Sorry, you had a
I was
question.
just going to ask, could you request any music during your time in the circle?
We weren't allowed to listen to any music or watch TV.
Wow, okay.
But you were allowed to order whatever food.
Yeah, I was allowed to eat whatever I wanted.
That's insane. Like McDonald's?
No, I freaking wish. What they have there, though, they have Archie's. Oh, my God. It's like McDonald's, but, like, with gold in it. I don't know how to explain it, but it's amazing. It's so fucking good. I actually posted a picture on my Instagram at Archie's, and I was like, they need to bring an Archie's to the U.S. ASAP, and, like, mad people were tagging Archie's, like, bring it to the U.S., bring it to the U.S.
Really? Now I feel like we want to do a little taste
test.
Do it! Oh, my God, it's so freaking good.
Interesting. Okay. I want to ask you a few more questions before because we are running out of time, but I see a lot of people were asking, I want to take it from Eliza Jane. How did they decide who got to use the jacuzzi? Was it like a random draw for the day, or was there like a jacuzzi schedule?
I honestly have no idea. They were just pretty much like, do you want to go to the jacuzzi? And I was like, we have a fucking jacuzzi? Like, yeah. Hell yeah. And then I put my bathing suit on, and then somebody came and got me. And that was it.
Yeah.
Again,
I want to jump so badly to the finale and ask what Lefty Ambition is asking, which is, if you're allowed to answer, was there a live audience?
No.
Oh, you're right.
The finale?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There was, like, all our producers, all the, like, runners that we had, all the interns, like, the camera people, everybody. Like, our chaperones, everybody. So there was at least, like, probably, I'm going to say, like, over 100 people that were watching, like, standing up and watching.
So there was production, but not, like, outside fans. And
no. Oh, no, yeah, no. Nobody even knew we were there.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. F214 wants to know any regrets from the show.
No.
I figured you were gonna.
No regrets.
Yeah. And Heather wants to know, were you allowed to say whatever you wanted to say in chat?
No.
Oh, really?
Well, it's like, yes and no. I could say whatever I wanted, but not every time would I be able to, like, say what I wanted, because the chats would get cut short, or, like, other people would be talking. They would try and give each of us time to say what we had to say and give us turns. And so you can't talk all freaking night. So, like, sometimes you wouldn't get to say that last thing that you wanted to say, or, you know, ask that last question. But, yeah, majority of the time, yeah, we were saying what we wanted.
Okay. So, to be clear for those of you that didn't get it, so they are allowed to say what they want, but there was a time limit which would have cut off what they were saying.
Yeah.
Who do you think should host the Circle season 2?
Me.
Yeah, of course.
Come on now, me and Joey.
That's what they want.
Got it.
People want to see it with you and Joey, so there you go. You already know.
Hell yeah, I'm going to send an email about that, actually.
You should.
I have a question, Nicole. And I see a lot of people asking it in the chat as well. Like, as a Big Brother player, coming out of the house is a very odd time, very odd transition. Coming out of the Circle, did you have, like, that weird transitional time? And for you, like, the show hadn't aired yet either.
It was so uncomfortable. Like, it was such an out-of-body experience. I feel like I was so excited on my way home. And then when I got in the car and I got picked up, I was so uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And the person that had picked me up was like, I was expecting you to be very, like, way more excited to be here and be home. And, like, my dogs were in the car. And I just literally sat there. I, like, was so used to not having my phone, too. So, like, I wasn't on my phone. Like, my phone was in my backpack. And the person that picked me up was so used to me being, like, on my phone and, like, being, you know, being me.
Yeah.
And I just felt, like, weird. It was weird. It was such a weird feeling. And for the first week, I, like, didn't leave my house. I was, like, pretty much in my room the whole entire time. And I remember messaging my cast members. I haven't told anyone this, but whatever. Like, the psychological part.
Right.
So, but yeah, I remember like messaging everybody in the group chat, like, I'm having a really tough time adjusting right now. Like, it doesn't feel right. Like, I feel uncomfortable in my own home. Like, I don't feel like, I don't know, it just didn't feel right. It was really, really tough. And Karen also had a tough time. And there were a couple other people who just, like, had a really hard time adjusting to, like, coming back home. But I would say after like a week, I was like back into the group. I was back to work and back into everything, back into like
wow.
So I kind of forgot about the show.
I feel like that's where people like you, Nicole, in a sense, have it a little bit better. And hopefully your circle cast, Sammy, will do that. Meaning, like, when Nicole got off of her season of Big Brother, or whenever a season of Big Brother ends, for the most part, alumni players reach out to them and try and help them get back into the real world. You guys being the first season of a show didn't have that. So that must be very, like, isolating and confusing to you. So hopefully it's season 2.
Yes.
To be honest, Brooke reached out to me, and she had, when I had tweeted about some negative stuff, and she's like, "Dude, don't even feed into that shit because you're gonna give them that 15 minutes of fame that they want from you. Like, don't do it." Right. And she helped me a lot, and I honestly, since the conversation I had with her, I have not engaged in like anything that had anything to do with negativity. So I thank her a lot. Like, she's the only person that I've talked to. And the UK season 2, Sammy, who was actually a catfish named James, he also reached out to me. He was like, "You're killing it. Like, congratulations, whatever." But only James and Brooke out of season 1 and 2, all those people, Brooke and James are the only ones that have reached out to me.
Wow. And now, are you allowed to tell us how long you were in the circle? How many days?
I don't think so. Okay. I haven't heard anybody else say it, so I know that you guys obviously know that it was in the UK and stuff like that, but I don't know if you guys know anything else.
There's been so many articles where that's why it was always so weird why it was a secret, because like producers are on Entertainment Tonight being like, "We filmed it in the UK in the same building."
They knew after the trailer dropped, because in one of the scenes you can see the outlet is a UK outlet that was in Chris's bedroom.
Yeah.
Literally within like an hour, there's an article out already.
It's right there.
Filmed in the UK, and I'm like, why aren't we allowed to tell people that it's in the UK when everyone already knows?
Yeah, I don't get those weird things. Sparkly Eye wants to know, how did you explain, speaking about, being away from your family, how did you explain your absence to your family and friends? Like, did you come up with a cover story, or were you allowed to be honest with them?
I didn't tell anybody shit. I told my parents, and I told my roommate, and that was it, because those are the only people that really I gave a fuck about. And like I told 2 of my sisters, I think. But no, nobody else knew. And then I remember coming home and like people thought I was dead. Like they were reaching out to my family, like, because I'm on Instagram. I was on Instagram all the time anyway before that. Not as like my life, but I would post every day. Like I was already in the mindset of trying to build a platform, and I did a really fucking good job at the platform that I had before the show even came out. Right. And so I was building my platform and making YouTube videos and posting every day and keeping my story active. So like going vacant for it was a little bit over a month that I wasn't posting anything because I didn't have my phone. And I remember turning my phone on and having all these messages like, "Dude, you need to message me right now. Like, let me know what's going on." Like, all this stuff.
A little over a month, you say. So, Rachel Ann wants to know, if you could play again as a pair, who would you play with?
From the show?
Yeah.
Who would I play with? Miranda. Like, if I had to be locked up in an apartment, it would be with Miranda.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
And that's more so because you said, like, locked with, like, the fact that you have to live with the person, or because of strategy?
Yeah, just because I would have to live with her. Like, I think me and Chris would fight like brother and sister. Like, I feel like I would be like, "Girl, like, get away, like, move," you know? Yeah. Me and Joey, I feel like we'd be fun, but I would get so annoyed with him. I already know, like, with his voice and just the way he is, you know? I don't really know the other cast members too much. But, like, me and Miranda actually flew home. Like, our 8-hour flight was together. We sat next to each other on the airplane. So, and she's just an amazing, like, her voice is just so, like, calming and smooth. And, like, she just really is just a genuinely, I don't even know how to explain it without, like, bathing her in what is that called? Compliments. But she's just, like, the way that she carries herself and the vibe that she gives off is just really welcoming. So I think that we would get along great.
And she made you laugh your ass off.
Look at my face. Everyone laughed about that stuff because I would be like, "Oh my god, laugh my ass off," or let's say something funny, and I'd be like, the entire time. Like, my face would just be flat.
That is what I do too. Go ahead, Nicole. Yeah, question?
Well, I was gonna say, like, you said you'd like to live with Miranda, so like being in the circle alone, what did you do like during your downtime?
Nothing. I kick myself in the ass every single day because I should have brought so much shit to do. And I brought little poetry books thinking like, okay, like in my free time, like I'll get around to reading this. Meanwhile, I read like the original what is that? Oh my god, why am I forgetting that the book that I read? The Wizard of Oz. I read the original Wizard of Oz twice.
Oh,
really?
Twice.
Which is and I can't remember what that's called either.
The Wizard of
It's what Wicked is from.
It's like Oz.
Oh, I know what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. It's not.
I was like, wait, what are we talking about?
Yeah. Go ahead, Nicole. I'm gonna let you ask the last question there, and then I'm gonna start wrapping it up.
Okay, so the last question that chat would like to know is which of the catfish surprised you the most? Of all of them, all season.
Mercedes. Karen.
Even though that you knew?
Yeah, because, like, I knew Mercedes was going to be a catfish, but I knew it was a female. By just the way that she was talking and the things that she would say and stuff like that. But I didn't think it was going to be such a complete opposite from Mercedes' picture to what Karen looks like, And Mercedes played it straight, She would comment and say little things, but she was acting like a straight female. So, like, when I see Karen, immediately, obviously, or seeing her tells pretty much about herself. And I remember falling to the floor and just being like, oh my fucking God, I wish she would have played herself. I wish she would have played herself.
We said it as well. I would love to see her play as Karen.
Right. I also just want to shout out Curtis in chat for 1 second too, and he says that luxury breakfast. I was so pissed about the luxury breakfast.
Bitch, I said something and I actually didn't get yelled at, but I was like, "What? How is this? This is a muffin."
Yeah, it's like a muffin.
Why? And then like I guess like my producer and I were like making like funny jokes about it. And then I guess someone was like, please don't make fun of the breakfast. And I was like, sorry, cheers.
I literally looked at Nicole and went, this is Netflix. And I was like,
a muffin with orange juice.
Where is the exactly pancakes? What Eric said. I want biscuits and gravy. I want bacon and sausage. I want it all. Well, look. Sammy, so many...
It came cute. It was really cute. I'm not going to lie.
Right. It was adorable.
Sure. Adorable box muffin for luxuries. So, Sammy, it is no surprise that everybody loves you being fan favorite. I think your story is so inspirational. I think you just inspire a lot of people with what you have become, like in your own life and working with kids on the spectrum. I think you are just an amazing person if people have not told you that already. And I don't even know how it would be possible, but I have a final question from our town, and he wants to know, is there anything that you learned about yourself coming out of this experience that you didn't know about yourself before you started it?
To be completely honest, no, there wasn't really. I already knew, like that I was very quick with my statements and with my judgments and things like that, instead of processing my emotions and processing my thoughts. So that I already knew. And that was pretty much it. That was really the only thing. Obviously, I already knew I had anxiety. So when I would get anxiety on the show, being in that apartment, it wasn't brand new to me. I didn't realize how much I would miss my family. That's another thing. Like, I haven't lived with my parents or lived in the same state as my family in years, but not being able to talk to them, I was just like, Jesus, this is tough, man.
How myself as well, and I think maybe even Nicole a little bit also, like I definitely suffer from anxiety and social anxiety. But, and I'm sure people probably don't understand, how could you say that is an anxiety-filled situation? You're alone, but it's almost like jail. So how did you deal with the anxiety in those moments in that house?
It was tough. I actually brought my medicine with me there. And I did have to take my anxiety medicine at one point, just to sort of calm me down, because I overthink a lot. So when there would be, oh, Sam is a catfish. or when I would get those little things from Mercedes, like not liking me, or when nobody stuck up for me, I would overthink, like, these people hate me. Like, I felt like I was in fucking middle school all over again, like, having to impress people, you know, and, like, having to, like, make people happy. I'm such a people pleaser. And so when little things, the tiniest thing, like, it wouldn't even be, when I think back on it now, like, it should have never even mattered to me.
Right.
But it did at that time.
Because it's so magnified. Yep.
Yeah, so pretty much, honestly, I would just, like, kind of take my mind off of it with certain things. But it was such a fast pace kind of moving, like, when something would happen, when an alert would happen, that it would take my mind off of it, which helped a lot. But the producers and the people that were watching over us and the welfare, they were absolutely amazing. They always made us comfortable, like, no matter what. Like, I never felt like I couldn't talk about something with anyone. And that helped me a lot.
That's tremendous.
It helped me a lot. So that was really great.
Well, I love hearing even that you're speaking out about that as well postseason. I think that helps so many people. And
Absolutely.
you have hundreds of people watching you live. There's going to be thousands, I'm sure, watching this back and downloading it everywhere after. I want to give you full screen to say whatever it is that you want to say to your fans that have come out here live for you tonight, or will be watching this back later. The floor is yours.
What do I say? I don't even know what to say. Thank you guys for loving me, honestly. That's really it. Like, thank you guys for loving me. Thank you guys for just paying attention. I will say that I feel like I've been promising people a video about anxiety for a really long time. So that's definitely coming for anybody that suffers from anxiety. I know that recently there have been a lot of people that don't even know they have anxiety, and they ask me questions like, is this anxiety? And I feel like a lot of people go through anxiety and they have no idea that it is that. And so I feel like I'm definitely going to make a video just explaining it a little bit more and giving people insight. And there's a lot of things that people don't know, that certain foods that you eat will heighten your anxiety, and certain things that you drink will heighten your anxiety, or certain things that you do that you don't even realize that you're doing will give you anxiety. And there's so many ways that you can avoid that stuff. I haven't drank a caffeine-filled drink, and I couldn't tell you how long. I don't eat certain foods, and I don't do certain things because it gives me anxiety. And, you know, when I have anxiety, my heart beats really, really fast. So you got to think about it. Caffeine is going to make your heart beat fast. Certain things are going to make your heart beat fast. You got to stay away from them. So I'm definitely going to be doing an anxiety video very, very, very soon that you guys need to watch out for. And don't be afraid to talk about it.
100%. And I have to shout out JP as well one more time, who says, I think I speak for everyone. You continue to define what a fan favorite is and why we all voted for you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Like, during this entire interview, you're just so real, unfiltered, down to earth. You give your straight answer without, beating around the bush.
That means a lot to me. And I know it means a lot to my family.
Where would you like people to follow you on social media? Because obviously we could not get to all of your questions. So if people want to keep the questions going at you, what social medias do you prefer to communicate on, or just where are you on social media for the people watching or listening back later?
So you can find me everywhere on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Everything is at It's Sammie. ITSSSAMMIE.
See how easy that is, Nicole?
What?
You with your different name everywhere. See how simple that was?
I didn't make my own social media. I didn't have them before the show, so people made them for me. Don't judge me!
We will put the links below this video after. Sammie, thank you so much for taking time
thank you.
out to come and talk to your fans. Everybody, we will see you guys back here tomorrow night with Seabird at 6 p.m. Eastern. Bye, everybody!
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, guys. That about wraps up our show with Sammie. I hope that you guys love it. Again, don't forget, make sure you are following us in TVCo. YourRealityRecaps.com/TVCo to download the TVCo app. It's where we do all of our reality TV recap shows. We are also live every single day on YouNow, YourRealityRecaps.com/YouNow. That's the other place where we do live shows for you guys. They're more hangout out in a whole mishmash of reality TV talk and chat, so make sure you check us out over there. Of course, if you miss anything when it's live, you can check it all back out at our website, yourrealityrecaps.com. Check out our circle shows, Amazing Race, Big Brother, Survivor, Drag Race, did I say Bravo? So many shows, millions of shows on our website. Go check all of them out. Download them from your favorite podcast provider. Give it a 5-star rating and a nice review if you do. Or if you're listening in YouTube, hit that bell so you're alerted when we post a new show. Leave your comments below. And thumbs up, subscribe. Great free ways to help support our shows, as is just sharing our stuff on social media. We rely on you guys to spread the word, so we really appreciate it when you do. Of course, if you'd like to financially help support the shows, consider becoming a patron at yourrealityrecaps.com/patron. You get access to the patron-only Facebook group, prize giveaways, weekly shows just for patrons, and so much more, like after shows with the house guests, where we can talk about stuff we can't talk about publicly. You can always do a one-time donation at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal too, cause 'tis after the season. It's the birthday season. Mine. 4-0. No, I will see you guys all in the next show. Don't forget, Seaburn tomorrow, Shuby on Friday, and I have Sammy working on Chris right now. See you guys all next show. Bye for now, everybody. Bye.